Hello there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Ruby, and welcome to another episode of a show I like to call Ruby Reads, where I take things from all over the internet and I read them for your enjoyment. Today, we're going to be looking at r/neckbeardstories. Now, I'm going to be reading 1 to 3, depending on how long they are, stories from this subreddit, and we're going to see what we think about them as it goes on. Now, I was never a neckbeard myself. I'm only 20, so I'm pretty young. I was never one of myself, but I did like wearing... I was kind of a nice guy when I was a kid. Well, not a kid, but younger, I would say. I wore the fedora and everything, but I didn't have the neckbeard, and I kind of didn't have the self-awareness. You know, as a kid, it's like, I would say more acceptable because you don't really know any better, but at the same time, it's still like, I don't know, I don't like looking back on those days, but we're going to be reading through this and see what we can find, see how the stories are. All of them are real, as per the subreddit rules, so let's get right into it. I almost dated a neckbeard. Emphasis on the sarcastic almost. Trigger warning. At the end, mentions violence. Okay, so this past fall, October to be precise, my mom, F48, and I, F22, like to go to garage sales for fun. Last fall, we were hitting up the neighborhood sale that had popped up for that weekend, and we were just winding down. We decided on one last house in the neighborhood, then to go run some errands since it was late morning now. At this garage sale, we saw a few things, some nice sweaters for my student teaching in the spring, a wraith for Christmas decor, and some Pokemon toys, a stuffed Gengar, and a Funko Pop Cubone. I thought they were cool, and I knew my brother would use one or both of them, so I go to buy them. Running the garage sale is a couple maybe a little older than my mom, a lady a little older than that, and a guy my age that I'll call B. He wore a black and red Superman t-shirt and had stubble on his face and down his neck. His hair was greasy and kind of stuck to his head a little. He started talking to me once I came up and asked how much the toys were. He looked at me and said, "You know, I didn't think anyone would know what these were." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love Pokemon. I still play Pokemon Go." And I started a small 1 to 2 minute conversation about Pokemon. Then he complains about having to get up early to help pull out all the stuff they wanted to sell. Turns out the older people were his parents and his aunt. No judgment, I still live with my parents while I go to college. His aunt stares at me and said, "You can actually understand what he's talking about?" I nervously laughed and confirmed that I do, and that Pokemon is pretty popular. I don't talk to him anymore, and he helps get my mom's stuff from the sale to our car. While she's talking to him, I kinda listen. He's 23, works 3 very low-maintenance jobs, is not going to college, and has no plans to move out. As we get to the car, his aunt yells, "B, get her number!" We laugh when we get to the car and my mom and I pull out. His aunt is chasing us down the driveway and waving her arms. She stopped us when my mom rolls down the window. Aunt looks at me and says, "Look, you're the first person who knows what he's talking about. Can I give your number to him?" I stare, then look at my mom to see what I should do, who's smiling wide and nodding excitedly. This gives me a feeling. I don't like it. I don't want to talk to him. I should have said no, but I gave my number because I'm a huge pushover. Well, later we're in the store and he starts texting me. He immediately asks me out to ice cream for that same day. I say I can't because I'd errands? Oh, I had errands. Then he says, "What about Sunday?" I told him I have something else, neither of my explanations were lies. We talked for a while, and he seems very, very, very interested in taking things to the next level. Talking about dates he'd take girls on, how many girlfriends he's had, until I gradually stopped texting him. The feeling I had got so much stronger. He then finds my Facebook. May I inform you, dear readers, that he only knows my first name? He sends me a Pokemon thing through Messenger. I don't respond. He doesn't add me to Facebook as a friend, though. Okay? I do take the advantage to check his page. Literally, there isn't a single picture of him not wearing a comic shirt. I also see a friend I'll call M I go to school with as a mutual friend, so I decided to ask her about him. My family had been pushing me to accept a date or to just keep him on the back burner. Don't just mark him off as not an option. Just think about it. The feeling became a pounding in the back of my mind, and I pushed back saying no, I don't like him. Mind you, he had been bothering me for a few days now, hitting me with the literal "what you doing" and "you up," and trying to bring up inappropriate conversations in between any Pokemon discussions he'd try to have with me. I told him I'm busy or not ready yet. I'd rather talk a little while longer, we just met. He talks about wanting to visit me at college. So I asked my friend a couple days after I get back to the dorm. She looks confused and asks, "He went to my high school, how do you know him?" I told her everything, then asked what she knows about him. Em looks at me and says gingerly, he threatened to shoot up the high school." What? What? I didn't expect that, holy shit. Excuse me, what? He threatened to shoot up the high school. And that feeling suddenly turned into wee-oo, Police had gone to his house and confiscated all his weapons. No one was hurt, but still, the reputation he had followed him to the local community college, and he dropped out after. He hadn't been able to keep a job either with the reputation and no degree. Needless to say, I blocked him. Wow. I mean, I kind of get what the guy was feeling, to an extent. Man was kind of ostracized from society because of that, and was just trying to, I had a grasp on actually being able to talk to somebody, and his family really wanted him to be able to find somebody too. Everybody deserves happiness, but I don't think this is the way to go about it. Man needs to really just atone for his sins and try and go back, Maybe try to get a degree again now that time has passed, and then just go from there. I don't know, I feel really bad for the guy, but at the same time, I understand the girl completely. So, it kind of goes either way. Anyway, I think that's a great way to end this video. We might just do one to two, maybe 3, depending on how long we can get it going. But I'd like to do this more often, so it would be a shorter video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So I hope you have a great day, know you're beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed. Stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Excuse me. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a like anyway. If you like what I'm doing with the channel right now, please tell me down in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody who stuck around. Even though I kind of switched up my content and dropped a lot of viewers, it still means a lot that there's so many still watching. I love you guys very much. Please keep yourself safe, and I'll talk with you again soon. See you!